To be or not to be? That is the question. The wise words of Shakespeare echo through the centuries to ask us this question foremost. Do we have what it takes to take that step forward and set the gears of change into motion? I don't think I can do this. There are too many people I don't know. It's completely different from what I'm used to. I admit, I've had these thoughts. And I'm going to assume most of you have done as well. Then I paused to ask myself, why? Why does our mind instinctively try to stop us every time we attempt something new? Let's take a trip back in time. Astronomer Nicholas Copernicus, around 5 centuries ago, he formulated his theory that the sun did not revolve around the earth, but that the earth and all other planets revolved around the sun. Now, at that time, this was a great discovery. And what did he do with it? He kept it quiet. This theory, it completely changed how humanity viewed the universe, and most importantly, their role in it. And yet he kept it quiet. Copernicus, he was afraid. He feared that this would spark widespread protests and ridicule. He did not want to challenge the existing notions of society. He did not want to leave that zone in which he was comfortably living in, because he had a safe and secure life. As a matter of fact, the only reason his work was even published was because his student persuaded him to make his work known to the world. Now, the fears of Copernicus were not unfounded. They were not just delusion. A few years later, Galileo, he advocated for this theory. It was known as the heliocentric system. And immediately, he faced immense backlash. So much so that he had to recant his statements, and he was placed under house arrest. Alfred Wegener, he was another pioneer who proposed the idea of continental drift. He faced so much criticism that in the end, he just abandoned his idea as a mistake. And he eventually died without ever knowing he was actually right. Society just did not want to accept what went against their convictions. Throughout history, every major discovery has sparked some form of protest. Still, the question remains, why? This opposition really stems from the fear of the unknown. Because if what we have learned and accepted for all our lives suddenly gets challenged and they say, no, it's all been wrong, our first reaction, it's rarely curiosity. It's almost always some form of resistance. That's because our mind is drawn to the safety of what it knows, far more than the unease and uncertainty that change brings. We are filled with an apprehension, and we would much rather live comfortably in our own established beliefs. This train of thought doesn't only happen when world-changing ideas are put forward. It affects and plays a vital role in how each and every one of us lives our lives. Many of us, like Copernicus, are imprisoned in our own comfort zone, not even trying to move a muscle. What we don't realize is that if we don't step forward, and if we just sit still thinking about what might happen, or what someone else might say about us, at the end of the day, nothing will actually be done. A couple of months ago, I was really inspired by some clips. It was of a group of children playing beautiful music on violins. So I thought to myself, wow, that's wonderful. I want to try violin too. So I took up a violin and went on YouTube and started watching some tutorials. As you can see, it didn't really go that good. For those of you who don't know much about it, it's really uncomfortable. First your neck starts to ache, and then your arm starts to hurt, and you try readjusting it, but at the end, nothing ever really seems to work out. But at the end of the day, however painful it may be, however bad it may first sound, because trust me, it is going to sound bad. The first time I tried it, it was like screaming babies. But unless you push forward with that passion that you want to achieve something, progress cannot be made. You will never learn how to play a violin because you don't know the first step. That is how to hold a violin. That was the only thing that I was able to learn, how to hold it properly. It feels so simple, and yet, just simply wanting to play, wanting to make someone proud, for example, it will change how you react and how you deal with that pain and that horrible sounding music. Understand this, our mind has incredible power. It can either be a wall that shuts us in, or it can be a window that lets us see past that fear. Our full potential can only be unlocked when we realize we have control over our own minds. It is beautifully portrayed in Robin Sharma's book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It says, the boundaries of our lives are merely creations of ourselves. Our mind tells us, stay safe, don't risk it, and most of all, don't fail. It disguises fear as logic, when in truth, it's just us wanting to stay in our comfort zone. There's only one solution to overcome this fear of change, and that is to build an unshakable will, a mind that refuses to submit to its own hesitation. Look at this beautiful garden. Nice, right? Now imagine if it was overgrown with thorns and weeds. Our mind is that garden, and it grows whatever you plant in it. Plant worry and anxiety, and it will grow. Like thorns and weeds, it will grow up to suffocate you. But envision your success and what you want to achieve, and you will see that you will grow. As Henry Ford told us, if you think you can or if you think you can't, both times you are completely right. Maybe at first you will only be able to play a single clear note, but that clear note is what marks the beginning of a marvelous symphony. Nagging doubts, they arise, yes, because we do not know what the future holds for us. But instead of holding on to that question of, how can I do it? Take that risk. Take that risk that feels scary, and you will tip the scales. You will change what is to what could be. And who knows? Maybe you'll be a new Copernicus and revolutionize the world with the next idea. Thank you.